Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Street Smart Business Success Club. Now remember, these trainings are designed not to take a lot of time for you to spend hours and hours trying to learn new skills and strategies, but to give you real simple, bite-sized chunks of knowledge so that you can apply it in your company to get massive results. And this training is all about you improving your productivity. And I'm not just talking about a little bit, I'm talking about massive improvements in your productivity so that you can really become a master of time management and really achieve the things in your business that you're really wanting to achieve. Now, I want to be asking you a question. And that is, why do only 5% of people really achieve massive results in their businesses, and sort of 95% of people achieve very little? And, the simple fact is that only 7% of business owners ever do more than $1 million in turnover in their businesses. Now, why is that? There's got to be a reason. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there is. It's simply because they've developed success habits. They have learned simple things that they apply in their life on a daily basis that really get them sort of 10 and 20 times the results of 95% of the other people on the planet. You never want to be part of the 95%ers, ladies and gentlemen. You want to be part of the 5%ers, and it's not that hard to be there. So they develop these success habits, and they always make sure that they focus on the right things, because you and I both know it is so easy in this day and age for people to get distracted, for people to start doing one thing and then go, oh no, look, I've got to do something else. And then you start on that and then you get distracted and do another thing. You're running your business and you're waking up and you go, oh man, I need more leads because I don't have enough sales coming in. And then you try to get more leads, but then you've got to go out there and you've got to work out there on the tools or deliver your services in some way. And then when you deliver the services, you haven't got time to make another sale. And then when you've made that sale, you haven't got administration things happening in the background. And so you got to do the administration, and then you're doing 17-hour days. And then you'll ask yourself, where is it really worth it? All of this work and effort. And bottom line is, that is the scenario that many, many business people have. Now, a question for you, especially if you're relating to this, is that you are earning a certain amount of income at the moment. You are getting a certain result in your business at the moment. I'm curious, how much is it that you want to be making in your business? And it does apply and relate exactly to these scenarios that I was telling you about with distractions, where you're trying to do absolutely everything in your business and you just don't seem to have enough time to do it. Well, don't worry, guys. You're about to find a very simple way to fix that problem. So, how much do you make in a year, ladies and gentlemen? What I want you to do is just think about that for a second. How much do you really want to make in profit for yourself by the end of this year? Well, is it $100,000? Is it $300,000? Maybe $500,000 or even $1 million. Now, I've got students that fit into each and every one of these categories, in fact, more, higher. And the reality is, it doesn't matter what the figure is. What matters is that you know what the figure is and that you actually realize how much your time is worth. You see, many individuals out there don't really have an understanding of what it's really costing them when they get distracted from their high-end tasks, from the things that really give them the biggest results in their life. And I'm not simply talking about money here, ladies and gentlemen. Street Smart is about so much more than just making money. We want you to have the best relationships. We want you to have the best health. We want you to have the best financial fortress that you can develop for yourself, so that really you lead a street smart life instead of a sheep smart life. You do not want to be one of the 95%ers. So write down how much you want to earn. Okay, I gave you a few examples there. I'm going to just use an example for this exercise of $300,000. So I think that's a nice income for a lot of people to aim for. And if that sort of floats your boat, we'll write that figure down. Or if it's 100,000 or 200,000, whatever it is, just write the figure down now. I'll just count to 3 while you grab a pen and come back and write it. I'm sure all of you have got a pen now, otherwise you wouldn't have slotted this into the video. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, you've written down that magic number that you want to make. Now what I want you to do is I want you to divide that figure by 2,000 hours. Now, so I've used the example of 300,000 here as the figure that I'd like to make for the end of the year. Well, If you divide that 300,000 by 2,000, well, that's actually the average amount of hours that most people work during a year in their business or in their job. And so if you divide that amount of work hours, taking out holidays and weekends and things like that, with this example, it gives you $150 per hour. So that means that whenever you are at work, you need to be doing tasks and doing ideas and implementing strategies that will generate you at least $150 an hour. And if you find yourself not doing things that can generate you $150 an hour, you need to be saying to yourself, well, how can I stop doing this task? That's as simple as it is. Now, I have a very rough rule of thumb, and that is that if I can delegate something that I am doing, that I can pay someone at least half of my hourly rate for. So in this example, 150. If I can find someone I can delegate what I'm doing to, and I can pay them $75 an hour or less to do that task, I get them to do it, because then I'm making $150 an hour doing the things that'll make me the money. So here's a lesson. Focus on the things that generate your hourly rate. Do not get distracted. This is why it is so important. This is why the 5% of people make so much money, because they are only focusing on the things that make them the money. Okay, they're only focusing on the things that get them the results. And if you do the same thing, guess what? You're going to get the same result. So, examples of this. Okay, developing lead generation systems for your company. Well, that's going to make you a high return on investment. I remember in my company when this light went on in my head and I started spending all my time on lead generation and on delivering sales and improving on the delivery of our services. My income went from, I was struggling to be making $50,000 in turnover when I was sheep smart, when I was part of the 95% of the marketplace. But when I became street smart, that figure went up to over $12 million. And, it wasn't that hard to do. In fact, I did it within 3 years, guys. So if you focus on lead generation, that's going to give you a high return. If you focus on your sales systems and make them even more productive, that's going to give you a high return. If you focus on quality control systems, because again, it's one thing to make the promises and get the sales, but if you do not deliver on your promises, you are going to have a very short-lived enterprise, ladies and gentlemen, and you'll be like a shooting star, you'll make some money, and then you will have a bad reputation. And reputation is everything in this day and age, guys, so protect it with all of your skills. Develop accountability systems. These are all things that you can put into your business that are going to give you that high hourly rate return and more, okay? Things that I don't want to see you focus on are, say, for example, TV. Did you know 5.11 hours a day is being spent by the average person watching TV? I mean, it's just incredible. That's every man, woman, baby, even the ladies that are popping a baby out right now. They're taking them into account as a total population, dividing it all by the amount of hours watched on TV, and it's 5.11 hours a day, guys. So see what you can do to cut that down. Transition out of doing the actual technical services of what you offer. Okay, if you're an accountant, do your best to delegate that to somebody else so that you can focus on improving your company instead of delivering the service yourself. As soon as you make that transaction, again, you'll find your income starts to increase dramatically. Now, it might seem a bit strange, and I'm sure that some of you out there right now are going, I can't do that because, I am so good. No one can do it as well as I can. Well, I can assure you there are so many individuals out there that think like that, and that's what keeps them in the 95% of people. So don't be sheep smart. I can tell you, you are not the only person that can do what you do. Will they do it as well as you? Well, perhaps not, but they'll get to at least 85% to 90% as good as you, and that is good enough. And when you can get off the delivery of that actual service itself, then what's going to happen is that you will be able to spend your time creating effective lead generation, effective sales skills, effective delivery skills, and you'll be able to manage and run your company instead of get caught up in the day-to-day operation of your company. Avoid things like mowing the lawn. I mean, you can pay somebody $15 an hour to do that for you. Maybe are you doing your cleaning of your home? Are you doing all your ironing and things like that? How many hours does that take? Well, if you took a stab at it and said, oh, maybe 3 hours a day, well, in this example, that's actually costing you $450 a day for you to be cleaning your house, doing your cooking, mowing your lawn. So I'm hoping that this is making sense to you, ladies and gentlemen. Now, are you doing administrative work in your organisation? Okay, if you're doing administrative work, well, have a look at what has to be done by you. And sure enough, perhaps you need to verify the invoices that come across your desk to make sure that nobody's shonking you. But really eliminate as much administrative work as you can, because that doesn't make you the money. What makes you the money in most businesses is the sales and the marketing. So focus on that, and also the delivery and keeping of your promises. Is this making sense to all of you guys? Now, how would you like to improve your productivity by up to 1,000%? Imagine what you could do. Imagine how your life would look if you could actually get, 100 times the results that you're getting right now, 1,000 times the results that you're getting right now. Who believes that that's possible? Well, I can tell you there's probably some of you out there that are a bit dubious and go, oh my goodness, this is ridiculous. How could you improve your productivity by 1,000%? Well, I can tell you that I have, probably more. And I'm sure that nearly every one of you watching this can do exactly the same thing. So I'm going to show you how I achieved 1,000% improvement in my productivity. Very shortly, I'm just going to show you my simple formula. And I want you to apply it with absolute discipline into your life, because you will not believe the transformations that occur. And part of what I'm going to show you involves you starting to improve your level of thinking, to improve your thought processes by applying simple habits in your life that will give you massive benefits in your life. And one of them is getting into the habit of reading a book a week. And I'm going to recommend one for you now. And that is called The One Thing. So at the beginning of this training, I was telling you how so many people get distracted and they go off task and they try to do everything, and they're busy putting out fires instead of moving forward. And if you have a read of this book, you will very quickly work out that you don't have to do everything, and the world will still continue. Your business will still exist, believe it or not. So it's a great book. Just have a look on Amazon and you'll be able to find it. So now I'm going to show you the formula that I use, that I live by, and the thing that has given me so much impact and result in my life. And that is the 1,000% formula. Now, I'd like to say that I created this all on my own. That's what I'd like to say. But the simple fact is that I've spent an absolute fortune. I actually was counting up the dollars the other day of how much I've spent on my own personal development and education, and it'd make your head spin. I actually won't reveal it here because maybe some of you just won't believe it, but it's an awful lot. And part of that investment was a gentleman called Brian Tracy. He had a very big impact on my life, and I learned a lot of this formula from him. So if you wake up 2 hours early every day, so instead of, some of you probably wake up at sort of 6:30, well, how about instead of 6:30 you wake up at 4:30? I promise you, you will live. And if you wake up at 4:30, you could then read a book for 60 minutes each day and start to improve your skills in a certain area. Maybe you want to learn how to be a great marketer. Well, imagine if you read a book just for 60 minutes a day. Over a week, you'd complete a book. Okay, over a month, that would be 4 books. Over a year, that would be 48 books. Goodness me. Oh no, well, actually, a book a week, that'd be 52 books. So if you just focus on reading 1 book a week, an hour a day will get you through a book a week. And imagine how skilled you would be. Maybe you'd be teaching me some things. So guys, get into the habit of reading a book. Write down your goals as well. Every morning and every night, look at your goals every morning and every night. It is absolutely critical for you to always remember what you're wanting to achieve. Plan your day the night before. So before you go to sleep, just map out what you want to achieve for the next day. Stay focused, absolutely focused on your high-end goals. That's the hourly rate exercise that I just showed you. So always stay focused on that. And I'm going to show you a simple way to do that in a minute. Exercise at least 30 to 60 minutes a day. Your health is so important, ladies and gentlemen, so ensure that you exercise 30 to 60 minutes a day. Always, at the end of the day, focus on or analyze, if you like, the things that you've done during the day and ask yourself these two questions. You say, well, what did I do right and what can I improve? Now, many of you probably have things that have not gone to plan, and some of you probably are guilty of giving yourself a hard time and calling yourself a bloody idiot, and probably a lot stronger names than that. How could I be so stupid? Well, when you talk to yourself like that in your subconscious, what do you think that does? Do you think that enhances your abilities, or do you think that that detracts from your abilities? I urge you, please be nice to yourself. You're a good person. So just say these two questions. Say, well, what did I do right today? And what could I have improved on with the things that I did? And also, as you're driving around, many of you would probably spend up to 2 hours a day in the car. Put on some educational audio. So some training that you would like to learn. There are so many training CDs and DVDs out there. Just pop them into your car and listen to them instead of the news or the music, etc. Now, if you do those few things and make this a daily habit, I promise you, your world will change, and I mean in a massive way. So, guys, this is the 1000% formula. Get very disciplined on it, and believe me, within 3 months, you won't believe the difference in your life. Just a few other little overriders, and that is, you should never give up. When you start something and you believe in it, don't you give up. You can get it done. And don't complain, okay? Please don't complain, okay? You take 100% responsibility for what's happening. If you've got a bad relationship, don't complain about it. Do something about it. If you don't have enough leads, don't complain about it. Do something about it. You really should not whinge and moan and carry on. That's the sign of the 95%ers that complain about how tough the world is and how hard things are. Well, get over that, okay? Guys, again, out of everything that I've learned, this would have to be one of the top 5 things, one of the top 5 skill sets that I've ever developed and made as a habit. Now, I'm going to show you a tool. Just get ready for this incredible transition that's about to happen. I promise you it will not be fluent. And I'm going to show you a tool that I use religiously and that I get all of my staff to use in our organisation. It is called Time Doctor. Now, what I do is I only focus on my high-end tasks. And I said to you before that if you get caught up in the doing of your work, or you get caught up in the day-to-day things that can occur, then it's going to be very detrimental to your future, and you will stay in the 95% world instead of the 5%. So this program here, and I don't have any affiliate with it, I'm just telling you because it is such a powerful tool. This is how I make sure that I stay focused on my high-end tasks. And what I'm going to do is just show you, or write down, if you like, a couple of the possible things that could detract you from your end goals. And when you have a look at it, you'll see how powerful this is. And again, look, there are so many time management tools out there. You can get Asana, and you've got Outlook, and you've got tasks here, you've got tasks there. Well, I'm here to tell you that you should just forget everything. Just start focusing on one time management system. And if it's not this one, use something else. But don't try and have 3 or 4 and try to keep them all happening. You have one system that you put all of your information into, get one list, and you prioritize and only work on the high-end tasks. So let me just put in a few things that could happen to a typical business owner, if you like, during the day. As I said before, some of your high-end tasks are develop a marketing system that will generate more leads for your business. Another thing will be improve sales system for your business. Another one may be develop accountability from staff. Okay, so, they're 3 pretty important things you should be doing in your business. If you focus on them, you're going to get results. How about seeing clients? How about following up on prospects? How about documenting processes? Okay, these are all sort of things that you could be doing in your day. Okay. Now, what are other things that could distract you from your day? Oh, okay. Well, what about entering invoices? What about mowing the lawn? What about getting Telstra to fix phones? What about fixing IT problems? Okay, these are all the sorts of things that could be occurring. What about cleaning house? What about cooking? What about ironing? Okay, now let's just look at these for a minute, and this is pretty typical of a lot of individuals. So what do you think I've got 13 things here that we can be working on. What would be the number one thing, if you like, the big rocks? Okay, so I would say, for me, ensuring that we develop an effective marketing system to get the leads happening in the business, because if you don't have any leads, you don't have any sales. That would be a number one. So I would ensure that I focus on my number one and develop an effective, reliable, predictable marketing system for my company, because I know without it, I am not going to be able to have a business. So I'd be putting a massive amount of my time into that. What would be my number two? Well, if I've got the leads, well, then I would make sure that I could then develop a sales system to convert those leads into sales. And then what would be the next thing that I should be doing that would be very important? Well, would it be documenting processes? Well, maybe. How about develop an accountability system so that you have your staff following your procedures to the letter to ensure that they convert the sales? And what do you think might be another important thing that you could do? Well, how about document the processes that you've developed so that your staff can follow them? That might be handy. In fact, that may need to go before you even put staff on, because they need to know how to do their job. What might be another thing? Well, following up on prospects. That's a very, very important process as well. Otherwise, you don't have the sales. You know, it takes at least 7 touches for most people to start to make a buying decision. Can you see what I'm doing here? How I'm prioritizing the things, as I see it, that are most important down to least important. And when you know it and you can focus on it, well, then you are going to be able to get a higher return from your time spent in different areas. So let's have a look at the things that are left. So all of these, you would agree, would be important. Now, these are other things that would take up your time. What about fixing IT problems? Well, okay, that will go there, I would say. Getting Telstra to fix the phones. Okay, so should you be on that or not? I don't know. Entering invoices. Okay, well, you've got to get paid, so that's got to be done as well. What about cleaning the home? Do you want to live in a hovel? Well, of course not. What about mowing the lawn? Well, okay, that's got to be done as well. Ironing and cooking and washing and all the other sorts of things. What I've just done here is prioritised the day from a focus of, well, what's going to make me the most productive and give me the most benefit in the day. And so my number one was develop a marketing system. Now, can you see this clock over here? This is actually showing you the time that you are spending on certain tasks. Now, this program, this actually will work on your iPhone, on your Android, whatever electronic device you have, so you can constantly monitor what you are working on. And if you start to focus on watch what the time that you spend on certain things, after a week or two, you will start to see where your time disappears. And I kid you not, so many people waste so much time. It'll be a real eye-opener for you. Now, okay, let's have a look at the things that probably you should be doing and the things that you should have other people doing. Now, if you're starting out and you're a one-man band, well, yes, you need to start doing all of these things. But as soon as you've developed the process and the systems for it, you want to start delegating. So first, you'll be creating the sales systems and seeing people yourself and making sales. But very quickly, you want to employ a salesperson. And you want to teach them your processes and how you do it, because you've documented it, you've got recordings of it, you have a system for it, so they can learn to sell how you sell, and then they should get the same sort of results that you get. Okay, so that means that you can start to not do the sales yourself, but know that your salesperson is doing it. Okay, they're out there and they're seeing these prospects of yours, but when they're seeing these prospects of yours, how do you know they're doing a good job? Well, how about you develop accountability systems so that you can monitor the things that your staff are doing so you get the results you need to get? Okay, so I hope this is making sense. Just make sure that you only have one list that you're working off. Prioritize everything that you do. If you feel that this task is more important than this task, never start on a number 2 until you finished your number 1. Okay, and as for I guess the day-to-day things that most of us have to contend with, the cleaning your house, mowing the lawn, ironing, cooking, you could employ somebody for probably $20, $25 an hour to do most of this for you while you're spending your time doing other important things. And those important things also include where you spend your time apart from work. So if you get home and you're cleaning the house or mowing the lawn, are you spending any time with your family? Couldn't that be time you could spend helping your children do their homework? Could that be time you could spend with your wife, taking her out for a nice meal or taking her to the theatre, or your husband and showing him how much you care about him? See, this is where the time goes. And so many times I hear people say they don't have enough time. And what I'm here to say, and probably some of you may get upset with me, is that, no, you're probably just not managing your time. Yeah, all of us have the same amount of time. You've got the same amount of time in your day that Rupert Murdoch has, that Bill Gates has, that every other entrepreneur has. And I just telling you with love in my heart that you're not utilising yours as time as effectively as they use theirs. But now that's about to change because I've shown you how to be street smart. I hope you enjoyed this product. If you get it, tell them that Ian sent you from Street Smart, and maybe they'll charge you double. I don't know, but it can't hurt. And anyway, that's the URL again, Time Doctor. Hope you like it. It's very powerful. So from here, here's the summary, guys. Work out your hourly rate. Okay. Eliminate the time wasters that you have in your day. Only focus on your high-end tasks. Absolutely impregnate yourself, if you like, if that's the right word, with the 1000% formula. Make that such a habit in your life, and your world will start to transform in ways you just cannot even fathom right now. Now, if you need any help, make sure that you call us. That's our number, 1300 881 671, and just ask for help. Or go to streetsmartmarketing.com.au and fill out our test. We've got a reality business test. So reality-business-test. Go to streetsmartmarketing.com.au, reality-business-test. Fill it out and then have a conversation with us after you've filled it out, and we'll be able to help you become more street smart in your operations instead of sheep smart. Okay, now I'm going to leave you now, but I'll be seeing you again in 60 days, and let's see how well you can implement these strategies. Look forward to hearing your successes. Make sure you shoot us a note and let us know how these principles are improving your world, and I'll talk to you soon.